affected families here, I would assume that this would be something that would communicate.
So everyone,
broad.
that's
And
good.
And that's what it
Right.
sounded like,
And-
to see if once you opened it up, there would be more interest.
And then the only question I have is, this whole thing, I'm assuming is an optional thing. In other words, we won't have a situation where a parent doesn't somehow realize that their student's going to be in a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old program, and suddenly they're mixed in with either 4-year-olds or 3-year-olds, depending what the case may be, because that's the place where we put folks in this situation, right?
No, we have to make that absolutely clear that this is the program.
Okay, and that is the case, that it would be known, you either opt in or you opt out, but I would never have a case where, well, we got the student, we don't know what to do with them, somehow based on the way the configuration works or the math works, they end up mixed in because, well, we got this thing, they got this place to put them, so easier to do that than something else, right? Right.
So the morning programs stay 3 and 4 separated, and we're talking about only the afternoon programs being combined. And then,
Unless
to
there's
your
enough
point,
new students to warrant.
perfect,
separating.
and that would be,
Yeah, and the other thing we would do in offering this is, as I said before, 3 to 4-year-old program is an attractive option philosophically to a lot of people. So we would say to the morning folks, whether if they're in a 3 and a 4 only, that now we've got this afternoon option. You want to switch, and so that some people may take advantage of that. I can't guarantee that again, but having the choice is a big deal. So that's what a lot of this comes down to for the preschool, because people are interested in this for a number of reasons, of course. One of them is the education itself, and the other is they've got issues with where their child is during the day because both parents might work, and a lot of parents would prefer to have a high quality preschool rather than only a half a day of preschool and then just kind of babysitting for the other half.
it'd be interesting to see if
Not
this
that
has
there's
any
anything
effect
wrong with
in
that.
the future on this touching on the SEL buddy system. Because as these conceptually they're going to be together for a whole year for 3 hours. They're going to get to know one another, and as they progress through the school,
They might actually like each other.
right?
Wow.
So how do you work it with the preschool when they're half days, if there's something going on in the afternoon with the extension of the music and or different things, like if we had the drum guy, or families that are half day, are they allowed to come for the extras that the PTA or cultural arts or whatever provides? Is that something that's allowed?
I'm not
For
sure.
for preschool.
For preschool.
Preschool normally participate in.
Or kindergarten,
I
like
think
the
they're
half-day
given the
kindergarten?
option.
Are they allowed to go, like the morning kindergarten, are they allowed to go to the afternoon programs when there's a
That's
special?
a Matt question.
I was just curious.
We try to always invite those half-day kids, if there's stuff in the afternoon or vice versa, we try to get them there. Now,
Like the Halloween
there are
parties.
maybe, there are occasionally things that, that the extended day kindergarten kids do, just as a group, okay? A separate activity that they, and I think that maybe happens once a year, where not everybody is invited back to stay. So they kind of do a different thing. But we try, we're not perfect, but we try to always include those kids, whether there's something going on in the morning and the afternoon kids or vice versa. We try to give them the option of getting there.
So I mean, in all reality, we could approve this, and a month from now, you might be coming back and telling us
With
something
fun.
different. It sounds like it's just gonna depend on,
Yeah, it's all the interest, and we think we're going to have it, but I can't tell you that. So there'll be an in-flight correction if we don't get the numbers.
and again, just remind everybody, when this goes down for an action item, we need a motion, we need a second, we need to vote on it. If you're not comfortable with it, you don't have to vote favorably on it. It's okay. So if you don't feel you've had enough and there's more that you need,
Getting
it's
more.
fine to
I
do
wasn't
that.
clear on the expenses, or I'm much clearer now. Like I said, I didn't realize that we had an afternoon program right now. I was surprised, I didn't know what the fees were. I asked about that, so I just thought, what else am I missing? And
I don't know if it's missing anything.
Okay.
I mean, like you, I thought it was a new program, and I was like, oh, we need all this information, and
Right.
I called. I spent a lot of time, so. All right, I think that brings us to the end of our reports and discussion items. That brings us to action items. We have 3 this evening. The first action item is to approve the grade 1 job share proposal. We have a recommendation. Yeah, do you want to say something
No,
first?
it's gonna,
Go ahead, go for it.
Aw, you beat,
you can second. I will move that the Board of Education to the grade program with Lucy Leone Arroyo. Proposal, what did I say?
you screwed it up.
Proposal.
Hold on 1 second.
Lucy
Wait,
Leone.
Hold
Can
on
I
1
ask a
second.
quick question? I'm just trying to think, and again, because this came up, typically when we have action items, it's 1 month and then the community, because according to the bylaws, we let the community talk. Would it be inappropriate to have open forum before the action items? I don't, because we typically, you would have the community talk and give their input.
You know, Karen,
You can-
from
I don't
my
know.
personal viewpoint on this one, and I realize you weren't on the board then, but Matt did have meetings with all of the affected families. They had an option to come. I know I attended the meeting.
Oh,
Scott
okay.
Orsic had attended that meeting. So, you know.
And
in
I
this-
saw it as a public, I just feel like in all fairness to the public, they have a chance to voice their opinions. I didn't see that.
It may not have been right
Yeah.
before we have action on it, but in the, they all
Okay.
saw the agenda
Yeah.
and they put it at the beginning of the
Fairness,
meeting.
Karen didn't have that information, so.
Right, but I do want to,
Okay.
assure you that there was an effort to
Fair
bring
enough.
the community
Okay,
in,
great.
on this one, so.
So I move that the Board of Education approves the Job 1 jobs share
Would you
proposal.
start again? The job 1, the grade 1.
Oh, come on.
He moves with the motion.
I move that the Board of Education approve the grade 1 job share proposal with Lucy Leone Arroyo and Judy Sarwan as presented.
Thank you. May I have a second,
I
please?
second.
It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve the grade 1 job share proposal with Lucy Leone Arroyo and Judy Sarwark as presented. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries.
Leandra, do I need to, I did not say aye, do I need to note for the record that I abstained due to potential conflict of interest?
Could you make that note, please? I still have it, though, motion still carries.
Lucy Leone.
Oh, gosh. I don't think phonetics will get recorded into the minutes. Did our best. The second action item we have for this evening is to approve the IDEA stimulus expenditure proposal. May I have a recommendation, please? Motion?
I move that the Board of Education approve the IDEA stimulus expenditure proposal in the amount of $187,378 as presented.
May I have a second, please? It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve the IDEA stimulus expenditure proposal in the amount of $187,378 as presented.
Mrs.
Roll
Essig?
call?
Yeah. Mrs. Essig?
Yes.
Mrs. Houk?
Yes.
Mr. Mirabile?
Yes.
Mrs. O'Halloran?
Yes.
Mr. Rigley?
Yes.
Mrs. Tegtmeier?
Yes.
Mrs. Sedlack?
Yes. Ayes have it, motion carries. Our third item.
We're gonna pass some
Hold
free
your
money.
pause. Is to approve the multi-age preschool option. May I have a motion, please? I move that the Board of Education approve the multi-age preschool option as presented.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve the multi-age preschool option as presented. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. Do you want to clap now? Thank you all for being here this evening. Items for the next agenda? Wait a minute. What now?
Who seconded?
Oh.
Mark.
Okay. All right, items for the next agenda include approve the prevailing wage resolution, approve voluntary student insurance, transfer of interest, payment of June 30 warrants, superintendent performance evaluation, SEL program evaluation. Is that using the new?
Correct.
Okay. Spring testing report. Do we have everything?
You should.
Appoint interest fund custodian, approve action plans, approve district